Hey. Hey, lads.
What's going on, mate? You all right?
I am extremely okay. The lads are back. Welcome to Set the Trend podcast.
Yeah, we are here. We are here. It's been a crazy week, but been good. Been good.
Good. EastEnder, how are you, mate?
I'm good. Just like Richie said, it's been a strange old week. No justice, no peace.
Hashtag Black Lives Matters and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Should have been out on the march today, but sadly I couldn't be out because obviously I had to make sure I was back in time for this, and I couldn't risk maybe getting picked up by the boys in blue.
And that was the march in Hyde Park, wasn't it?
There's a Hyde Park. There was something in Brixton as well, in Windrush Square, where they all knelt on one knee. You also had John Boyega, who was doing his thing as well. His speech was so passionate; it was just amazing. I really.
In fact, Reggie, hold it there. Let me just introduce everybody, and then I want to go back and touch on some of that. So, welcome to Set the Trend podcast. It's good to see everybody's back here. Thank you hi to our people on YouTube, and hi to our people also on Facebook. Nice to have you here. Remember, we go live every Wednesday, 9 p.m. on the dot. So we're back again. My co-host, Reggie Heavy Style, entrepreneur.
Well,
how are you?
Yeah.
And also Michael Fontaine, aka EastEnder.
Welcome aboard.
You cool?
I'm good, all good. No complaints.
Good. I'm ready for the show this week. We've got a live one this week. We're looking at the new generation of DJs, slightly younger than us. Slightly. We're going to be talking to some of the big names in the next generation of DJs, and we're going to be asking them and looking at what they've been doing in terms of creating, marketing, brand awareness, or from a music standpoint, what they've been doing in this pandemic. So we're going to have a word with them, and they're going to talk us through some of the stuff that they've been doing. We have MJ from Invasion Group. We have Excel from Big Business. We have Sandra Amari. We have DJ Cypher from New Winner Roadshow. We have DJ Candy. We have DJ Super D. Also, DJ Sir Corey will be in the building. And last but not least, James Kismetit Lang will be in the building. Well, it's a full packed show.
All-star lineup.
And I can't wait to start. I suppose, Reggie, can you just look at the private chat, mate? Anyway, before we go, let's just recap slightly on last week. We had the top 5 slow jams last week. No, top 5 rare grooves. And what a show.
So much controversy, so much conversations. After that show for the next 3 days non-stop, my phone was just ringing off the hook. I think the day after that show, I think I spoke for 24 hours straight, just rear groove conversation, nothing in between.
Funny, wasn't it?
It was funny. And look, one of the things is that, we started a conversation about rear groove. We weren't going to define, what was number one. It was Matt Covington was number one.
Yeah.
And some people was disputing that, but this conversation started. We really wanted to have this conversation about the music that we love, which is rear groove.
And what people, Reggie, what did you think about it, mate? Or are you having problems over it?
Am I still echoing?
No, you sound all right.
Sound all right?
All right, fantastic. What did I think of the Ray Groove?
No, you're still okay.
All right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll leave you guys to chat. I'm going to log back in, and hopefully the producer will let me back in.
Okay, cool.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Don't let him back in. For me, what was interesting about it was people's opinions. People are so passionate about it, and some of them believe that their opinion is gospel. So, and I don't see how you can have a gospel opinion on Ray Groove, because from what standpoint would you be having that? As a collector, as a DJ, as a raver, as someone who's just in and out the scene, or someone who was in a neighboring scene and played Ray Groove over there? Everyone's got a different. Or as a selector, is it my top 5 personal tunes that I want, or is it my top 5 personal tunes that I think the ravers liked? You're never ever going to get down to top 5. So it was
we are going to try and get down to the bottom of it in our Set the Trend podcast is later down when we have our roundtable conversation. But again, that's going to be another explosive one when it happens.
And I can't wait for that. I can tell you that. I cannot wait for that to happen. Anyway, we've got also coming on. How could I not forget that we have Hakim Stevens coming on? So before he comes on in about 5 minutes, I wanted to touch on, and I feel that we have to touch on George Floyd, the black gentleman that was killed in Minneapolis, Minnesota, after Derek Chauvin, a white officer, pressed his knee into his neck for about 9 minutes. The update on that is that all of them have now been charged, and the other 3 have been charged with aiding and abetting his murder, which, that's a step. Nothing's done until it's done. Nothing's done until the trial date has gone and they have given him as guilty. So we've got to just work on, hope and pray that, the right judgment comes. The US is in a crisis now over that. Nothing like this happened since the civil rights marches of 1966, 67, or what it is. How do you feel? I mean, you see the crowds that are gathering now over here for him. Where do you see the UK going?
The UK itself, I mean, obviously it hasn't been as bad as it has been in America in regards to the number of people, but one death is one death too many. And obviously we've had our own people who have suffered at the hands of being in custody or dying in the custody of the police. But I think what I think this is a lot more bigger than just the George Floyd thing. I think what's happened is that video of seeing what that officer did, which probably has been happening in the 80s and the 90s before the advent of social media. That video itself was so powerful that anybody who watched it from around the globe thought, well, look, do you know what, guys? It's about enough now. It's enough.
I think one of the things you're right there, Reggie. When you look back at all the incidents that's happened, that's created scenes like that in America. This one was actually caught on camera, HD, high definition. So, when you look at that and you watch that, the only thing you can say, you can only get upset when you see that. It's right, it's right in front of your eyes. So yeah, look.
Listen, that happens, but for racism itself, I mean, that's nothing new. I mean, that's been going on for years, 600 odd years at least. To be quite honest, I mean, if you want to be honest about it, it was invented by the British, exported to America. And it's never been solved. It's never, I sit down with people and we keep having these discussions 10 years. And it's got to the point where, I think a lot of black people are just tired. I
think not even just black people. I think people from around the world are tired of
all nations,
non-accountability of people being able to not have a fair trial, as opposed to for instance, a guy who goes into a church with an AR-15, kills 9 people, gets arrested very calmly, and gets taken to Burger King for a burger on the way by the police, and treated in a totally different way. And I think that, you know, people are starting to see the disparity between the way that black people are treated and the way that, you know, other people from other races are treated.
Well,
I mean, now in certain parts, it's now happening to the Hispanics in America.
Yeah, well, I mean, and that's what you call a good example of white privilege, right there. It's a hard topic, and I think it's a hard topic whether you're black or white. It's probably an even harder topic if you're white, because, you know, you almost, a lot of white people don't see it. They never experience it, and they think it isn't there. So, but I think it's a discussion that we've moved to that point where it's at the tipping point where you know, something's got to be done
about it. But you know what the ironic thing about it, right? The ironic thing about it is this. I remember when I was young, I was probably at 15 years of age, and a couple of my school friends, you know, where it's like you all do your sound system stuff. So we went to my uncle's studio, we recorded some stuff, left there around about 10 o'clock, 10:30. It was in Bermondsey. It just so happened that there was a Millwall game on the same day. We got chased down Bermondsey High Street, started off with all the obscenities. We started hearing all these like, coon, oi, little nigger, blah, 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 excuse my language. And we turned around, we saw about 6 of them. So we thought, you know what, we could take this. Let's do it. Let's defend it. Then we just saw about 25, 30 white people coming around the corner, and they all started chasing us down Bermondsey High Street. We got down halfway through Bermondsey High Street, and luckily there was a policeman in his panda car, in his car. And we said, look, these guys are chasing us, and they've been calling us racist names. He put us in his car. They didn't even care about the fact that the policeman was there. They were really hammering the car window and everything and screaming all the obscenities, and he managed to get out of the way. So, you know, that's one situation where I could say I've had a positive experience with police. And ironically, this was just after, I think it was just after when stuff happened to Stephen Lawrence.
Yeah.
And that happened. So, you know, I've had 2 sides of the experience in regards to police. Obviously, we've had the experience where we've been stopped by the police and roughed up as well.
I think this is something that we'll probably come back to, and we might even
yeah. I know time is running.
Because time is running, but is a conversation that definitely needs more focus and more attention. So
and definitely something that set the trend will cover. Definitely.
So let's move on. We have our guest. We want our first guest, Hakim Stevens. Where is Hakim? Hack Daddy is
the
in the building.
Hack Daddy. Look at him, chilling. Oh, he's changed his position there.
So before we go on to make Hack speak, and he'll tell you what he's here for today. Hakim is a marketing consultant, and he's got over 20 years of experience working at Universal Music, EMI, British Film Institute, Jeff Jam. He's been all over the place. He's a freelancer now, doing marketing and promotions, and he's the founder of Access All Areas. And this week he's having a virtual seminar, and we thought we'll invite him on there to tell us a bit about it. Hax, welcome to Set
the Trend.
What's going on, fellas? Uncle Ray, Reggie, Mr. Eastender, what's going on?
All good, sir. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Just to correct you there, Ray. I only did some consultancy work for Universal. I worked at Warner. So I was Warner and VP, and then before Reginald's time at Hard Zone.
Well, we'll start somewhere, innit?
And so on and so forth.
So what you got going on at the weekend? Tell us something about it, Hakim, please.
So yeah, basically I've got an event that I'm putting on called Access All Areas. We're on our 4th event. We teamed up with an organisation called Tile Yard. So Tile Yard is like the new home of the music industry. It's based in King's Cross. It's basically a business park for the music industry. They've got over 150 businesses there. You've got people like Pioneer based there, Mobo, Mark Ronson, Shy FX, Sway's offices are there. You've got people like Pioneer there, and so on and so forth. Beats One, Apple Music are based out of there. So Tired Impact is their charitable arm. Tired Impact, their remit is to target 15 to 24-year-olds, NEETs, and kids from ethnic minority backgrounds, Black and Asian kids, and try and give them some paths into the music industry. So we teamed up with them. We did our first event, which was literally the last event to happen at Talia prior to COVID-19, which was a successful debut event. We had Ace from One Extra there, Ras Kwame, my partner in the event. He's our moderator. He hosts the event. DJ Longers, who I manage, he's on the event as our host and DJ for the event. And then we had a bunch of other people, Sharav De Silva, we had Lowski's manager on there, we had Jasmine Dotiwala, and so on and so forth. So the concept of the event is you have things like I Love Live, you have music seminars. We wanted to do everything all in one. So we wanted to have a music seminar, we wanted to have a music showcase, and we wanted to have a networking session all in one event. So obviously COVID-19 put a stop to things. The team from Taya came back to us and said, look, the first event was so successful, we want to engage with our students, we want to engage with our young kids that we've got on our courses here. Do you mind putting this event on a regular basis? So we've done it. We're doing 3 events. We've done 3 events over the course of a 6-week period. Our next event is on Saturday. Then after that, we're going monthly. It's just a lot of work for us to put together an event like this. So the event that we've got on Saturday is showcasing live music. It's about the problems that the live music industry and the live music sector are having around COVID-19. So we've got quite a major panel. A guy called Gordon Hagen, who's been in the music industry for about 30 years. I was actually his intern at Sony Music in the 90s. So Gordon, marketing executive, artist relations executive, went to Africa, was running MTV and BET in Africa for a number of years. He's now back in the UK and he works for William Morris. So he's the head of commercial partnerships. So their job is to find artists different revenue strands and so on and so forth. We've also got Hanif. A lot of people know Hanif from back in the day, DJ.
He's been on there.
Yeah, he's been on your show.
So we did his first ever interview.
He's watching at the moment.
I think we launched his panel career.
Yeah, he definitely launched his career. I think his wife's trying to get him out of the house. I think that's what it is. Fellow Liverpool fan as well. But yeah, a lot of people know Hanif as a DJ working the labels and stuff back in the day. But, you know, Hanif was working a lot behind the scenes now, manages a few people, works with Trevor Nelson and so on and so forth. But also he's like one of the biggest underground R&B promoters in the country. So he's put on, in the last 5 years alone, he's put on things like Tony Braxton. He did the recent Genuine, Mario and Ashanti tour. He's done Rick Ross, he's done Nas, he's done Boys to Men, he's done Tony Braxton, so on and so forth. So we've got him on the panel, obviously talking from a promoter's perspective and artist manager's perspective. We've got Ollie Twist, who people may know from back in the day. Yeah, used to be on Choice FM with Steve Clark. He's got a brand now called Hip Hop London. So he puts on a bunch of brunch events.
Also, the brunch in it, Hip Hop Brunch.
Yeah, he's got Hip Hop Brunch, which has won many awards. He's got Bashment Brunch. He's got 90s Brunch. He's got a UK Garage Brunch. So he's that brand again. You know, working in this industry, in the live events industry, this has hit him quite hard. But he's managed to figure out ways to try and circumvent the problems that we've got in front of us. So he does a bunch of live streams across the weekend, every weekend, across his 4 or 5 brands that he's got. So we've got him on the panel. We've also got my girl Kel, Kelshi Woodard. So Kel used to be my intern at VP Records when I worked at VP. She went on to go and work at Universal in A&R. She worked with Real 92.3 in LA, which is the big hip hop station in LA. She then got a job at Warner Brothers in the marketing department, and she's now working in the events team at SoFi Stadium. So SoFi Stadium is 100,000 capacity new NFL stadium in Los Angeles. They are also have a music venue that they've built on the side, which is 6,000 capacity, working quite closely with Live Nation. So she's in charge of all the music programming there. So she's got a unique insight into both the UK and the European music industry, but obviously, you know, live music in America as well. So she's on our panel. And we've got my guy, Dave, who I've known for a number of years. Dave works with Alicia Keys, but he also works with her. He's the production manager for obviously the Grammy Award winning Her. So again, he's worked behind the scenes in live music. He works on Hot 97 Summer Jams. He's part of the production team for that. So again, he's got like 20 plus years of experience. So we've got him on the panel. We've got 3 brand new artists. We've got a guy called Claim, a new rapper out of Reading. We've got a new R&B singer out of Switzerland, of all places. And as part of my remit of putting on these events, I have to put one Talyard student or Talyard alumni that's come through the Talyard system. So we've got a young lady called Georgia Stell, R&B singer out of Italy, actually. She's performing on the event, and then obviously DJ Longers and Rash. So that's the event in its entirety. So
where can people find out about the event? I mean, if they want to be part of this event, how can they get in touch with you? How can they go on? Is there a website or how? Or do they have to register to be on it? How is that all done?
Yeah, the event's free. So what we've done was we've waived the admission fee during the COVID-19 period. We're trying to reach as many people as possible. We're currently looking for funding at the moment. So we're talking with various bodies at the moment, so that can help to underwrite the course of the event. So tickets are available for free. If you type in Access All Areas on Eventbrite, you can find us on there. Sign up for a free ticket. Tickets are going fast for Saturday. And then once the tickets are sold out, we put on a free stream anyway on Facebook. We're looking to expand that, try and do what you guys are doing here in such a professional manner. I feel like I'm on CNN. So, I've learned a few tricks just coming on your show. This has been very good. super professional. So yeah, we're trying to do stuff like this.
You should get our production team involved, mate. In your
I don't think we have the budget for your production team. This is high budget stuff.
So for your seminar, it's strictly focused on how the music business will look post pandemic. So if I'm an artist that wants to get involved, or if I want to do a career, because there's loads of career within the music industry, this is one of the seminars that I should be attending. I should be at. Is that how it is?
Yeah, 100%. Our first event was just a taster. So the first event we done physically was more of a taster. So we had a cross section of people from different disciplines in the industry. Then the first panel that we did, obviously during the COVID-19 period, we had people like Mel Rudder, who used to be my assistant at Warner, who's now a big-time plugger. We had another guy called Dev, who's now the head of live music and events at One Extra and Radio One. Again, someone that was, came through my street team at Warner. So we had a bunch of different people on the panel. So we did that last event we did 2 weeks ago was about mental health and the COVID-19 climate. Again, one of the things that are not necessarily talked about in communities of color and ethnic minority communities is problems with mental health, and specifically within the music industry as well. There's a lot of issues, and people are having financial problems. They're having a lot of stresses at the moment. So it's one of the areas that we wanted to touch upon was mental health in the music industry, which we had a successful panel that we did last. So the panel we're doing on Saturday is live music. The next panel that we're planning to do after this is actually going to be about race and diversity in the music industry. It's something that I'm quite passionate about. As you know, Ray, I'm doing my master's degree in music business management at the moment. This is actually going to be the basis of my dissertation. So far we've got Amo from UK Music. He's going to be involved. We're reaching out to a few other people to get them involved in that panel. And then after that, August time, hopefully we'll have one of you guys on the panel. We're going to be talking about live streaming and podcasting and so on and so forth. So obviously we need successful people that,
There's not any light skin privilege going on, is there?
I have heard it that Ray could pass for Drake.
I like this guy.
I think what we'll do is we'll put some straws, draw straws on this one. We'll have to draw straws.
Hakim, thanks for coming on and saying that. Time is running, and we've got some.
You're welcome, sir.
But you're welcome to come back at any time, and especially, we probably will want to talk about that diversity within the music industry. Yeah,
and you're doing some great. I'd just like to say, Hakim, you do some great things, and I've worked with you and known you for a very, very long time, and I think it's a testament to the fact that our generation are still here and still trying to, make stuff happen, not just for ourselves. Some people have gone on and done some great things, but we're still helping to make it happen for a lot of people coming through as well. So salute to you, man.
No, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Hakim.
I appreciate it.
Speak soon, Hakim.
Yeah.
Take care,
Thank you.
brother.
Thank you very much, guys. Take care.
Well, that was our first
Very
guest.
busy, isn't it?
Hakim's always busy. We're in the same.
Hey.
We're in the same Liverpool WhatsApp group together. So
Yeah.
I see how busy he is.
No, he manages artists as well. He's got an artist that
He doesn't stop. Got to say hi to some of our people who have logged
Well,
in.
Master Steps.
Steps is there. You have
Hanek's
D-Mac
in there. Butch Cassidy.
in there. Deborah's
Paul
in
Rochester.
there.
Big up Paul Rochester.
Sandra Prescott's in there. Steve Martin, Stevie Primetime's in there. Butch Cassidy's in there. Prue, Claudette Thornton's in there. Dennis Lewis, Skanker is watching as well. Big up Skanker from Funkadelic. Nice to have you on. Wow. Anyway, let's move on. We have our next guest.
Hold on. If you're watching, please share the link. Share it.
Yes, if you're on Facebook, please share the link.
This is the new generation. This is the generation next, and we want to give them as much exposure as possible.
And remember, we're also on YouTube as well at Set the Trend Podcast. You can go there and view this as well if you're not on Facebook. Right, so we're going to be talking to some DJs, some of the younger generation, about what's their life been like musically wise on the net and live streaming. And we have a very accomplished lineup speaking first. So without further ado, we'd like to invite MJ from Invasion Crew, DJ Cypher,
Hey,
Excel from Big Business East.
Evening.
welcome, guys. Welcome to Set the Trend.
Evening all.
Can we hear everyone's loud and clear? Yes.
1, 2.
Look at Excel.
I'm extra.
I like it, Excel. I'm
extra. I'm sorry, I'm extra.
Excel, aka Teddy Riley.
So, guys, since the lockdown started, how have you been engaging with your audience? I'll start with Excel because you're not just London-based. Your audience, you're also outside of London. Your audience.
Yeah. When it first happened, I think obviously the shock of whoa, nothing's open. We had a monthly brunch that was going on that was just picking up. And it was like, I think for me, I took a step back for a second, a couple of days, maybe a week, just to figure out how is the best way to kind of deliver the same things online. I got IT background, so for me, the transition was maybe a bit easier to do things online. It was just a case of finding a platform. Obviously, Zoom propelled into the limelight, and then just started kind of doing online events from there. Yeah.
And Cypher?
Pretty much Instagram. I've done some Zoom parties and stuff like that. The transition, I wouldn't say the transition was hard, but like Excel said, it was just a bit of a shock, like to realize bookings are being cancelled like almost immediately. We had events that we had planned as well, having to decide, okay, do we wait it out the closer you get to the day and stuff like that. So it was just more of a shock. I think that's right. The transition, I don't think was that hard because, you just kind of adapt. Things like Instagram Live was already popping. I didn't really know about Zoom, but I knew about Facebook. I knew about YouTube. But yeah, it was just getting involved. It was just about getting involved and obviously utilizing the tools that were there to engage and stay relevant, as it were. You know what I mean?
Cool. And MJ, what you've been. How did you get involved in the lockdown? What was your stance on it?
The same kind of thing like the other guys, really. It's a bit of Facebook.
Oh, can't hear you.
Turn up a little bit, yeah.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
No, a little bit louder.
Quite low.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now at all?
A bit low in there.
Yo.
You're-
Everyone hear me?
We can hear you, but you're just low, MJ.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Should we hear? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me better now?
A bit better, yeah.
Yeah, go on. Talk up and then.
Basically, similar kind of thing. Instagram, Facebook, just all the social media platforms. Just as they've both said, it's adapting and same thing like Cypher. My birthday was last week. We were meant to have a big dance. Everything got cancelled, but you just move on. You adapt. You keep it moving, really.
So what did you see? MJ, you see when you, so what inspired you to go on Instagram? Because you're really on Instagram Live.
Yes.
Yeah. So what inspired you to go on Instagram?
To be honest with you, my brethren Pure Vibes phoned me and said, MJ, let's test out the live one day. And from there, I knew Toddler was already sorting out some ODB techie kind of stuff. You know, Toddler, that's my guy for life, but he's mad techie. You get me? Just like Excel. So he was like, give me 2 weeks. So literally, Pure Vibes said, MJ, let's test it out. And I'm not gonna lie to you, a lot of people grabbed it, loved the whole concept. To be honest, it was a Sunday. We went down a kind of revival, rare groove kind of, completely out of what people know us for. Do you know what I mean? And we both gained about 200 followers in one day, and we just ran with it. I'm not gonna lie to you. And that's how it went for us from there.
And for the audience that don't know you, what music are you? What's your main brand of music that you guys play, MJ?
Okay, so Invasion Crew, we are more known for reggae and bashment, but we are all-round sound. So we can come in and play hip-hop, funky house, anything, which probably move on to later on. Even that, a lot of people out of the box that didn't know us before was like, oh my gosh, you lot can play funky house. And you got dubs as well. Like, it's just, they kind of like, people are shocked at the variety of what we're doing on the live. Literally, we've got a weekly show every Saturday, which is structured with, we go through 4 hours of different genres of music, and it's literally gaining people that didn't know about us before in quite a big way, to be honest.
So
you guys are like the modern day Rampage.
We have Mike Anthony. He's in the building. So hey.
This one's for Excel. You know,
Yeah.
Before you go live, you know, I can tell by your background. What type of preparation do you have? You take before you go live?
No, I do quite a bit. But a lot of OBS, as MJ was saying. I use quite a bit of OBS, which is one of the software packages that you can use to do all the graphics and set all the scenes. So for me, I've gone into this side of things to kind of enhance the virtual aspect of it. Obviously, you can't be in the raves, but at least if I can give them that feeling that they're looking at a rave, if that makes sense. That's what I've tried to kind of focus on in this time and develop my knowledge in that area, kind of thing.
But Excel, you came to the party. Because I was popping in and out of rooms in that first couple of weeks, and everybody was like going live mad. You get me? Everyone was looking at lives that was going on. I was in and out of the rooms, seeing what was going on and doing my research, because I haven't gone yet. But you came later to the party than Cypher and Invasion. Yeah. Why was that?
Because I'm the guy that just kicks back. And the other thing is, I was dealing with cancellations of events. We had Royal Ascot going on, 500 people. We had to do all the refunds. Comedy show, UK tour, had to deal with all the refunds. So there was a lot happening that I had to deal with before I started thinking about, right, we need to go live, if that makes sense. So it was partially that. And I wanted to experiment with things like OBS and see what could be done, kind of thing, to give that extra experience, so to speak.
What have you got out of it? What have you gained out of your experience?
I have gained knowledge beyond, like, I have been able to experiment with things that would never been possible in the past, if that makes sense. This whole COVID has had its issues. It's had its negative issue. There's a negative aspect of it, but for me, I've also found positives in it. In that I've had a lot of time, which I didn't have before, and a lot of the DJs will tell you as well. Any DJ that has spent some time on OBS will tell you we've never had time to sit down and learn a piece of software like right now, kind of thing. So for me, it's been beneficial in that sense, and it's gone on to, like, I engineered a festival, an all-day festival, just Saturday, just gone. That was bringing in through OBS artists from Belgium, Germany, France. It was a Jamaica Jerk festival, Jamaica, Trinidad, UK, bringing them all into one virtual stage. So I've been able to kind of develop my kind of skills in that area. So for me, there's been positives to it.
Cypher, when you look at your music, I think MJ touched on it. Have you expanded your musical knowledge over the past 3-4 weeks? Because usually, I don't think we would get to play that breadth and width of music. Did you find that for yourself, that he was?
Do you know what? Yeah. To what Excel said is right. Just having time. Like, my playlists are better than they've ever been. The amount of music I've amassed in this short space of time, like, has been massive as well. I think also experimenting with tunes that I play. Like, I would say I'm more of an R&B and hip hop specialist, but there's R&B hip hop tunes that you don't really play when you have like your 45-minute set. But when you're on Instagram Live and you've got time to just kind of exercise your box, as it were. Even when we did the all day with XO, like, I played an old school kind of set, and enough people was like, I've never heard you play stuff like that, or I didn't know like you
could do that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, for me, I'm like, oh yeah, but you know, as MJ said, followers, things like that. Like, I've seen my followers go through the roof just from an hour, 2 hours on live, and I wouldn't even say consistently I'm on there, but I'm on there enough that just building up your brand. So the negativity of COVID and stuff like that, yeah, but on a positive side, I think as the DJs, I think a lot of us are capitalizing where we can. I think personally, yeah. So it's been a odd time, but definitely has its good aspects.
Just sorry to add to that. I think what I've noticed, and I feel like the output of the DJs in our scene in terms of the music they're playing has improved like tenfold, mainly because like we're on so often on IG Live and this, that, and Zoom, etc., that you have to start digging. And it's what I like right now is that people are able to do long sets. There's no more of this 45-minute set in a rave. And
you now know who's the DJ. You now know who's the DJ, right?
Yeah. Know. You know what I'm saying? So when I see like MJ and they're running for hours straight, like, you have to have tunes in the box. You have to dig. And so it's been good for I think it's been very good for the industry. And it'd be interesting to see when we get back in the clubs what DJs are doing with the music.
So Excel, you saying that? Are you also saying that the audience, the crowd getting out raving has been shortchanged musically?
Wow, you're gonna put that on me now.
Well, I have to say, I heard somebody play Candy on their live stream the other day.
Oh no.
That was really.
No, do you know what it is? I wouldn't say shortchanged. I'll say it's very hard when you have. Let me think carefully before I speak. It's very hard when you have a lineup, and say, for example, you've got, I don't know, 6 DJs on the lineup, whatever it is, and each DJ has a short amount of time in which to do their thing, and you might not know what's going on throughout the night, if that makes sense. Sometimes it's hard to kind of dig in, I guess, if that makes sense. You've only got 45 minutes. You have to do. I hear you. Yeah. So I mean, so when and this is why I like we've all come from doing house parties back in the day and all that kind of thing. This is why I used to love those, because you'd be there the whole night. You could set the pace, start off how you want. That's why I love the weddings and the christenings, because you could set the whole thing, and you know what I mean? You're not rushing. Whereas when you come in and you only got 45, sometimes you might have to just rush the thing, if that makes sense.
Can I just jump in there just quickly?
Yes.
That's exactly what it's been like seeing MJ and Toddler doing their thing, popping in and popping out. You're hearing them playing stuff that they don't get to play in the club. You know what I mean? You can't play that at 1 till 2 or 1 till 1:45. It's not really what they want to hear. But guess what? At 11 o'clock at night, you could play certain things, but people are just locked in now, innit? There's no distraction, there's no bar, there's no friends really. You're just in the comments just vibing. So I think it's been good for the DJs in some aspect, definitely.
And people in the Facebook page seem to definitely agree regarding the short change. Michelle Hayes, often we get short changed. Anthony says yes, short change. Prue says because they are afraid, and actually
they're always
more damage as it becomes boring. So yes, the punt is a short change, so they're definitely agreeing with you from that perspective in regards to the live.
Do you know the only thing?
Sorry, you was going to say?
Yeah, now the only thing I'd say on that is you got to appreciate the big difference between when you've got an audience in front of you, physically in front of you, and you're on IG and you're doing your thing kind of thing. Because like when people are at home watching on IG, you got to remember, it's not like they're there dancing, they're watching, they're vibing, but they're not, whereas in a club, if everyone's not dancing, as a DJ, sometimes you might feel like, whoa, hold on, I need to, do you see what I mean? I think that's where the difference is. And I think not having that crowd and not having to focus on the audience has given us the opportunity to just express a little bit. And I do look forward to the clubs and seeing if we can do the same that we've been doing and see how people respond to it. Because sometimes it is like the ravers have to take some part of it, if that makes sense. Because if a DJ tries to do his thing and go left, and the whole crowd is off, then you see what I mean?
There's a very fine line, and things like Instagram, like, because you can see comments. Say there's certain tunes that I've played that I'm gonna be really honest. Would I play it in my main 45-minute R&B hip hop set? Probably not. But when I play it and you're seeing fire emojis, you're seeing all of these things, it's like raw. There's actually people who know these tunes and appreciate these songs. Whereas, like you said, when you're in a rave, one girl out of her 5 friends knows the tune. She gives it a little wave, and then she's back with her friends just chilling, just looking at the DJ like, okay, yeah, I know this tune, but they don't. And again, you've got a whole crowd on the left and you're going to the right. So it's balance, man. It's just finding the balance.
Okay, but MJ, I want to ask you something.
Speak up, MJ. You have to shout, because apparently people are saying they can't hear you.
Everyone hear me? Everyone hear me good? Yeah.
Yeah, it's still low. Still low.
Still low. Can you hear me now? I'll bring the laptop closer. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's a bit better, but it's still low though. But you're gonna have to speak up. How have you found that interaction? Because what I've found on Instagram is with you guys, which I've been very impressed with. You've kind of kept away from the upfront R&B tunes. You've done the dancehall because Instagram don't really, Facebook, they don't recognize the dancehall up front, so you can get away with that. But you've had to now look at your box and entertain people just playing without the R&B so much, because that typically gets you locked off more than anything else. So how have you found that, and how have you found the interaction with your crowd now?
On Instagram for us, as I said, we've gained by opening up the page. First of all, I'll be honest, my page is locked. So I only unlock my page on the time when we're going on. So why is your page locked?
Why is your page locked? Why is your page locked?
Because we vet our followers. There's lots of fake pages, and we try and make sure we got a real amount of people that's got pictures, and you know what I mean. But that's another argument. You get me? But literally going through the music wise and the music stages of stuff. As I said before, as Excel and Cypher says, we're getting to touch on a lot more depth that you would not normally see Invasion Crew play, and normally, which not sure if they mention it, but where we play, the promoter wants me to play a certain ear because he structured his night how he wants it to go. So for me to jump out of that box, I'm going to mess up Cypher, who's going to play before me, or Excel, who's going to play after me, if you know what I mean. So, but on the IG, we're getting to, like Todd will say to me, what we're going to do this week. Okay, so last week we done jungle. This week we done funky house. Next week we can go to 80s. Next week we can go to 90s. And every week we're planning and structuring our shows. So that's how we're getting to exercise, like what Cypher says, the box, and play the depth. You know what I mean?
Good. We've got to leave you guys there because we've got a packed show today. But it's the first time that you lot came on Set the Trend. And you lot know I've got enough love for all of you sounds there, because you lot do entertain me when you go out. That's not to say other sounds don't, but you know that I love you guys. And it's great to have you lot on. Yeah, thanks for coming. I keep doing. Oh, so before you go, MJ, do you want to tell them what's your Instagram and Facebook handles where you vet them and?
To be honest, I was gonna actually ask Cypher an Excel question.
Hold on, MJ, put the mic speaker to your mouth.
Okay, cool. Moving forward, do you think that, using the lives when the clubs are opened up and everything, do you think that using the lives is going to be beneficial to in our world and what we do on a week-to-week basis? What do you lot think about that?
Do you want my spot?
Do you know what? It's a very odd one. Like, because I don't know. I'm just gonna say I don't know. I actually really don't know. I think only time will tell. My thing personally is, if you're doing it online, do people still come out? Do you get what I mean? Do people stay home? Like, it's going to be a balancing act, but it's a thing that I think it's definitely going to be a thing that DJs are going to utilize. It's just how far and how often and what the knock-on effect from that is. And I don't think anyone has the answer just quite yet.
You will be still using yours on a weekly basis, because I know you got a Monday show and you know we got a Saturday show.
Yeah, me personally, no.
Are you going to be still doing Mondays?
No, nah, not as often. Nah,
not as often.
Exo.
I think, as I said before, I think it's the whole thing of being able to play outside of that 45-minute frame, having the scope to do more and show your listeners that there is more, and it means that if it means that you can go into the club and that makes you feel like, well, that tune that I didn't think I could play, but I can play it in the club, then that makes the clubs better. So,
guys, just before you go, quick answer to the question. You're the young guys.
Young and
they said unruly sometimes.
I'll take you.
Did you play at a block party this week?
No, I
don't. Straight yes or no, each one of you.
No.
You want me to tell the truth? Because I know everything.
To be continued.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Different show.
So MJ, they can get you where? Instagram
Crew on Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. Same thing, no problem.
Cool. Cypher.
DJ Cypher spelled SYFER. Instagram, Mixcloud, Snapchat, everything.
Excel.
Big Business HQ on everything: Facebook, Mixcloud, Instagram. And
interestingly enough, just last thing with you, Excel, I see you did something that's very close to our hearts. These old ones here. You did the A to Z of slow jams.
Yes.
So we're going to need to get this on at some point, because I see you guys playing all these slow jams. We're going to need to play on it.
I don't want to trouble from anyone. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to trouble. I don't want to trouble. Yeah,
hey, but you got artists.
But do you know what it is? What I'll say on that, and I'm taking up time. I started it and I didn't really know. I didn't know where it was going until I was halfway in, if that makes sense. So just know that the next season, because they're going to be the A to Z of something else is coming, but this time I'm going to be bringing in extra DJs and guests every week and that sort of thing to kind of feature on it. And so the A to Z of, like, I don't know, like hip hop, and then the A to Z of garage, and the A to Z of this, that. So it's going to be ongoing. Yeah.
All right. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Nice one.
Got to big up the guys, man.
Yeah, man.
Generation Next on Set the Trend, and you know, I've got to big up Excel, because one time I had a problem at a gig. I had the fortunate to play with them on a gig, and my Serato wouldn't reverse. Went into reverse, and I didn't know how to change something. But a big up, yeah, he helped me. So, you know, we're always learning from the younger generation, or should I say slightly younger generation. Right, so Set the Trend podcast live. Big up to all those who've been sharing and all those commenting. Sorry about the sound problems with MJ. Coming up next, we should have another 3 set of Generation Next DJs. One of them is DJ Candy, who is a DJ and female DJ at that. Don't know why I need to make that known, but hopefully we should have DJ Candy up. And then also, hey, what's going on? We've also got my old buddy, good friend, and great guy, all round great friend, Mr. Reds as well.
Yo.
Yeah. And also we should have the very, very new name to a lot of people. I love this girl's and the way she plays. Her name is Sandra Omari. Sandra.
Good evening.
Hey guys. Hey.
Hey, how you doing? You're right. Thank you so much for joining us here and Set the Trend. Candy, first of all, to you. I mean, you know, in the lockdown, you are also aren't you a lawyer as well? Or did you study law?
I did study law, Reggie.
Okay,
I'd studied it.
And you also do modelling. So what I wanted to know from you is
No, don't do that.
from your
Only for the
pictures that I've
gram.
seen. Okay, yeah. So I really wanted to know how that has affected what you do from a live perspective. You know, as a DJ, you're a fantastic DJ. If people haven't heard you, but
Thank you,
has
Reggie.
that affected you at all in lockdown at all in regards to your modelling and also DJing and you know, doing your live stuff?
I'll be honest, Reggie. If I put that in my bio or something, I put I'm a model.
Listen, I see. If you go to your Instagram, you see Candy, and you'll be like, "Oh my god, okay, she's doing a
Oh
thing."
no!
But to
Right,
be honest,
all right, no. I've been okay. So honestly, through lockdown, I've literally I've kind of taken a little bit of a break because about a year ago, I've created a studio where I live. So I say taking a break. I've mainly been organizing the studio and homing in on engineering skills. So I've been
okay,
cooped up in the studio. I didn't even know it was lockdown. I've just been living in the studio.
okay. So in lockdown, you've been learning how to engineer and produce. Tell us a
Yes.
bit more about that.
So engineering, producing, I get too frustrated because there's so much good music around. It's like baby beats. My beats are like ABC, and it's not
Okay.
good enough. So I kind of like okay. But with mixing, I really enjoy it because it's kind of like the same sort of puzzle as DJing, but a lot more deconstructed and a lot more refined.
Yeah.
So I've been learning about compression and EQing and before lockdown, recording artists. So yeah, it's been quite fun in that I've been able to concentrate a lot more on that.
Yeah, and that's a great thing because very rarely do people hear about female producers and engineers. There are a lot of them out there, but if you're not part of the music industry, you probably won't be aware. And I think that's a great thing that you're doing at the moment. Reds, my old buddy, good friend, smooth connection. Ex BM, you might have seen him on the BMG Street Team podcast via Set the Trend. You're a soca guy, and Carnival's coming up. What have you been doing, and what's been happening with the soca? Listen, it is because I was going to ask you. First of all, tell us a bit about the online soca parties. Number one, and number two, what are your thoughts about them taking Carnival into a virtual world as well online?
Well, the Carnival soca parties have been mad. Like, it's the same kind of energy that you still get in a soca fete, but obviously it's not the same. You know what I mean? And I have to shout out Credible from Release a Rhythm, DJ Tate, DJ Bones. They've been holding it down for the soca kind of fraternity, doing parties every week. You know what I mean? Getting people drunk in their house and really doing a good job of it. Like, we had an event that was supposed to be in Ibiza in May that had to get cancelled because of this COVID thing. We moved to October. And so we put on two parties. We did like a carnival one, so everyone dressed up in their carnival costumes, which was really good to see. And then we also did a soca pajama party online, which was mad as well. So
was there any mishaps?
There, man. Any
was Goody playing on that? Was Goody playing on that?
I'm a guy there with you, man. And that. Yeah, it's sucking me into your nonsense. Yeah. No, it's just like with like what the boys were saying before, man. It's like everyone's kind of serving their community. Do you know what I mean? And keeping the punters that normally come out and party with us, keeping them entertained at home. So it's been like really doing a really good service. Oh, man.
And what about Carnival, Notting Hill Carnival? What do you think about this virtual carnival that they're going to put online? Obviously, you play at Carnival. You've played as part of a mass band and also a float. What's your thought?
It's never going to be the same, is it? Do you know what I mean? I don't even know how they're going to do it. I'm not privy to like what the actual plan is at the moment, but it's just it's not going to be the same, man. I'd rather just leave it alone, just move till next year.
And that's what you want to do.
Well, that's what I've done in my head.
Okay.
Like, the only event that we're really going to be having this year for the soca thing is going to be the Ibiza thing in October at the moment. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think Miami Carnival might be still happening, and those are the only real two big events that's going to be happening this year by the looks of it.
And Sandra Omari. People don't know who Sandra is. She is a young, new DJ to quite a few of us who are watching now. The lady who I've kept my eye on from a DJ perspective for a very long time, alongside Mercedes Benson, who's a new up-and-coming DJ as well, from the and also DJ Mel. But you really smash it alongside She One. Tell us a bit about what you've been doing from a live perspective. I know you do your radio show as well, so give us some insight into lockdown from Sandra Omari as well.
Cool. Hi everyone. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Yeah, good. Yeah, thanks for having me on. First of all, from like a live perspective, I've been doing a lot of lives for brands. I haven't actually done any lives like on my own. It's more if brands have approached me that I've done them. So like Super Duper Fly, Red Cup Party. I've also done a few mixes because I'm an official BBC One Extra DJ as well. So I've done a few mixes for BBC One Extra in this time. Like I've got a few mixes coming up here and there with brands. Like I'm going to do a mix for Crep Protect and things here and there. I've kind of just been taking it quite easy during this lockdown, because before, I think maybe with a lot of DJs, you were always on the go. You didn't have the time to like sit back and think, okay, this is what I actually like. This is what I actually want to do. This is direction I wanted to go in. So I've kind of taken this time to think about post-lockdown and do things here and there when I can. Post-lockdown.
So you talk about the brands. You know, I really want to touch on that because it's really interesting, because we've been discussing about how DJs can live during the lockdown period, how we can generate money. Is that something that you're paid for by the brands? How did you go about setting up that relationship and partnership with these brands?
So it's cool. To be honest, it's been like half and half. So some brands have paid me to do sets or do mixes, and some brands haven't. The brands that haven't, I've got long-standing relationships with them. So sometimes it's not always about the money, if that makes sense. Like in this DJ game, when you've got really, really good relationships with people, obviously it's not for people to take the mick, but you know, there's a lot of brands right now that are not making money, and before the lockdown, they were paying you well. So it's not a thing to be a good friend and be a good DJ and like, you know, try and do some things for these brands that post-lockdown and pre-lockdown, they were paying your bills. So yeah.
Sandra, for those who don't know, what type of music do you play? Are you open format, or you house, or you hip hop? What's your music speciality?
I'm definitely multi-genre. So I specialize in hip hop, which is old school and new school hip hop, R&B, old school and new school R&B, dancehall, Afro beats, garage, future beats.
So you cover it all.
I just cover it all, like you said.
Sandra, what's future beats? What's because I'm old, so.
So future beats are a lot of how to say it? How can I explain future beats? So it's dancey kind of hip hop, where it's like, have you ever heard of Soul Lection?
Yeah.
Yes.
So they do a lot of edits. So sometimes it's songs you know, but they completely remix the song or completely flip the song, added new
like
drum
a
beats.
K-Tronada remix. K-Tronada.
Exactly, like a K-Tronada. Yeah, exactly. So there's lots of people in that genre now that are really, really big. Like there's a female duo. They're originally from Nigeria, but they're two sisters called Van Jess. And a good example of a future beat is that they took the song Panda, you know, as in that guy, I don't know, he's not really around anymore, but his name's Designer, and he did that Panda song. Yeah, they completely flipped that song, and if you hear it, it's like a whole new song. It's amazing. So that's kind of what future beats is. There's a lot of producers and artists working together and flipping songs and adding new drum patterns. And it's actually flipping beats, and it's a really cool genre. Like it's sick.
I need to be on that mailing list, I think.
Yeah.
Ready?
Candy, talking about production, is that some direction that you're going into from a production point of view? Is that something you've considered to put out style of music?
Yeah, definitely. Remixes as always a good way to go, because you've kind of, instead of being like a new artist and you're trying to get yourself out there, you've almost got a little bit of the groundwork done with a remix and play something that people mainly just want to sing along to things. So if you can get something that you like, you put more energy into producing it, and then when you play it out, everyone already knows the song. So yeah, that would definitely be a good route to take for sure.
Candy, are you producing beats? Candy, are you actually going to be producing?
I dabble, but at the moment I've mainly been engineering. So my ultimate goal would be to have a small boutique record label. But at the moment I've been doing everything.
but you're a good DJ. Can I just stress that Candy
I'm a
is
good
DJ. DJ as well. She does stuff.
I
and
still DJ.
You came through Smooth Connection with Reds.
I did.
Reds, what have you been doing, Reds? Are we gonna see some live stuff from you at all?
Live stuff from me? Nah. I'll leave that to
I feel like Reds, are you like me? I did it once and I kind of felt like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just not for me. You know what I mean? Like I salute everyone that's doing their thing, and like I said, they're really providing a service for all the punters that can't go out and party and all the ravers and stuff. But it's really not my kind of thing. But what I do see though is, like, you see, like Raymond, how you were doing your morning breakfast thing, going live and stuff. I see, like, you don't need a radio station anymore. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you can now cement and Spoonie you've shown it, and Spoonie's shown it, and XL and them lot are showing it as well. You can create a following and create your own space where you don't need another outlet to kind of show that your skills and your talent, and you can build your own database, your own fan base. You know what I'm saying?
And I think that's so important, because I think what it's also shown me is that instead of just listening to a radio station, with no disrespect to the One Extras and everybody else that's there, but you're not playlisted. You don't have to just stick to what they think or somebody says these are the top 10 hottest beats. You have to keep playing them. You can really stretch your box, stretch your knowledge, and grow as a DJ. You know what I'm saying? To just play music from wider genres of music. So I think that is important. I mean, I
totally disagree. I'll tell you why I disagree.
What? Tell me.
I think they both go hand in hand. I think that you can do your thing as a live DJ, but radio station that is already existed, if I were to take between broadcasting to, my little 5 people that listen to Facebook now and again, or having the opportunity to play on an existing platform like a One Extra or Radio 1.
I don't think either of us get rid of radio. I didn't hear that from Reds. I didn't hear that from
sure that's what he said.
No, what I said is you don't need a radio station.
Yeah,
see, like,
of course
you've got all these talented DJs, like the guys that you've just had on, like the ladies you got right here, right now. There's like talent in abundance here that are not on radio, and now they have a platform and like to go and do your thing now. You can say, right, every Monday at 10 o'clock I'm going to be on. As long as you're consistent and you deliver every single time you're supposed to deliver, then you will build a show and you will build a loyal set of people that's going to listen to you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Them lot ain't going to have a chance to go. Most of these DJs out here right now are not going to have a chance to get onto One Extra or any of these stations. Okay. But now,
talking about that, Sandra, you've done mixes on One Extra. How have you found your route to get into that position of being on a big national platform?
To be honest, it was I was kind of like approached, if that made sense. So I think maybe somebody was watching me do my mixes, and like obviously I've got quite a few residencies in London. Like I DJ at Box Park, I DJ at For Super Duper Fly, Rock the Bells, Red Cup. These are parties that happen every week. So I think it kind of was a word of mouth situation. And I've made friends with a lot of producers there. Well, I wouldn't say friends, but connections with a lot of producers on different shows. And that's how I've been able to get my mixes on there regularly on different shows. And having my mixes regularly on BBC One Extra helped me get my own show on Represent, because they saw what I was doing over there. So yeah, it's been cool. It's been really cool. I've been like a regular on there for maybe like a year now, and I usually do a mix every month or every.
And I take it that's helped you with your live streaming as well, on your Insta and stuff.
Yeah, definitely, because you've got the people from BBC One Show that come through. I've actually been enjoying doing lives, but you have to admit, as a DJ, it's just not the same as being in a club. Like looking out into a crowd and being able to. One of the top 5 things about being a DJ is being able to read a crowd, being able to know when it's time to switch it up. And it is a bit hard doing lives because you're concentrating, trying to mix in your ears, but at the same time, you need to keep an eye on the screen and watch the comments, and it can be a bit. It's not what you're used to, but at the same time, it's keeping us active, it's keeping us busy, it's keeping us in the eye, and also it's nice to know that we're keeping people entertained during such like unprecedented times. Like people are stuck at home, people are just feeling down.
I think that's very important.
Yeah,
I think that's very important.
Right, we got to stop there because producers are in my ears because we're running late. But before we go, Sandra, can you tell us where we can find you at, your Instagram or Facebook if you're on it, or Snapchat, or wherever that we can find you to listen to you, to follow you?
Cool. I'm very, very active on Instagram. So if anybody wants to follow me, I'm at DJ Sandra Omari on Instagram and on Twitter. And I've got my own Facebook page, Sandra Omari. So yeah, just hit me up. And
any forthcoming gigs that they can catch you up virtual?
Oh, not me.
No?
Is it me? Oh yeah, sorry. I've got a few coming up, but I think it's just best to, because of the current climate, with our community and stuff, I'm trying to actually concentrate a bit more on my activism than I am on DJing for now. Just trying to see what the mood is, and then I'll definitely get back on. So if you follow me on Instagram, you'll be able to see what I'm up to.
Thank you. Reds, what's going on for you, sir? You were speaking about Ibiza Soca, where you've invited me to, so let's hear some information about that.
Oh no, you got an invite?
Come on now. Come on
you
now.
don't even need an invite, man. You don't even come in.
No, Reg, you got an invite for the pajama party. The Soca pajama.
Not from me.
I'm giving you that.
Out there, I never no, for Instagram, like for myself, is Mr. Reds, MISTAREDZ. And then for the Ibiza Soca Festival, which is like 5 days of mayhem in Ibiza, playing soca music with all the biggest artists and DJs in the world, Ibiza Soca on Instagram. So just check that out. And yeah, thank you.
Cool. And Miss Candy?
I'm just Miss DJ Candy on everything: Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, everywhere. So yeah, follow me. I may do a live from the studio, so you can see me at work.
Oh, we've got to follow now, right? Okay, cool. Thank you, ladies and Reds. Thank you very much.
Oh,
ladies,
sorry.
Just to say, go on, Sandra.
Oh, sorry. I just meant to say, I'm DJing in Santorini actually in September for 5 days and 5 nights. It's called Super Duper Fly Santorini. It was meant to be this week. My flight was actually meant to be today, but obviously because of COVID, it's been cancelled. So yeah, that just reminded me. So yeah, if you want to come to that, and yeah, Reds, I will definitely try and check out the Ibiza thing if it is.
I'm gonna check out that Santorini thing. That sounds mad.
We got Emily Rawson and Eddie Ted and all the things.
And and Sean, yeah.
So thanks very much, Reds. You know what is our partner anyway. Reds is Reds, but ladies, very, very inspirational.
Young ladies.
Yeah, and you do put down some wicked sets. I've looked at both of your IGs and looked at your mixing. Very tight, I must say. Puts a lot of DJs to shame. Well done. and I do like the way you put. No, you look good. You look good. So thanks a lot, and thanks for coming on Set the Train. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Everyone in the chat room. Got to say, Colin, Prue, you're making me laugh with your comments.
They are, but
they did agree with Reds, so I stand corrected. A lot of people agreed with Reds.
Which was what?
That on the subject of you don't need a radio station.
Ah, you see. Well, you can't always be right.
But hey, listen, we're here to debate, aren't we?
But yes, we do agree. Listen, Sandra and DJ Candy, one's in the studio homing up her craft on the engineering side of it, and one's just the breadth and depth of what she's doing. Absolutely amazing, very inspirational. I'm very inspired out of that. as well. We'll have to try and get both of them on one of our raves over here at some point and let our crowd.
I want my 20%. You have to go for me, mate.
So
anyway, remember we're on Facebook, Set the Trend Podcast. Share the link for us, please. And also we're on YouTube as well as Set the Trend Podcast. If your friends are not on Facebook, you can give them that link, and then they can go and listen on YouTube. And also like, share, and follow, and subscribe, should I say, as well. So we haven't finished yet. No, we haven't. We've got the big guns are up next, and they've got hard acts to follow. You know, they really have 2 set of hard acts to follow. So I'm gonna take pleasure in getting into this with this because they've been very, very active. So up next we have Sir DJ Corey, often DJs for Usain Bolt when he's in town. He's an official UK DJ. He might be Jamaican DJ. Look at him. Look at him. He's going on. No.
Hey, look at
it's not only Usain Bolt. He's like all the stars. He's there. Yeah. It's not just Usain Bolt.
Welcome,
Corey. All of them.
Also, can we welcome the girls? Them Milk Tray all the way from South.
Hey.
How you doing, Milk Tray?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Loud and clear.
Wonderful.
Pause there, but one more to introduce, and he's kind of a big deal in the house scene, very big deal. Can we have DJ Super D into the building for us, please?
Super D.
Yeah, and I said he's a shy guy, but we have got him here today. You know what I mean? Amazing. Look, you see, he's so shy, he didn't even put on his video.
Is he even there?
He should be there. Black Lives Matter was yesterday, mate. Hello? Is he there?
Yeah, I'm there.
You're there. Yeah. So one thing video.
Yeah.
You better get his there he is.
He's there, Super D in the building.
Great to have you 3 guys on. You've been prolific streaming. All of you have been prolific streaming. Corey, I think, jumped on it, was one of the first that I saw jump on it when I was jumping in the rooms. What made you get on streaming, live streaming, Corey?
It was more of, what am I supposed to do? There ain't no club. The airport is closed. What am I supposed to do? So yeah, it was a thing where like I was at home the first week. So basically, my last booking was on March the 15th, I think. Yeah. So of that week, I was chilling at home and I was like, I'm seeing people going on live and I'm like, is this what I'm really gonna have to do? Like DJ from my house? Because remember they told us we're gonna be on for 2 weeks, you know. So it was like 2 weeks, calm. I can sleep for 2 weeks. But then it was a thing where I'm seeing we're gonna be at home for 2 months. I'm like, yo, that can't run. So and then obviously I DJ, like I started DJing in house parties. So it was never a thing where the 1 minute
Super
thing.
D, somebody's crackling very heavily. I don't know if it's Super who's trying to do a Drake and give us a tour of his house at the moment.
Superman.
Mansion, not house.
So basically, I obviously started DJing. I go to the club and DJ, yes, but I hate DJing for like half an hour. So I sat down and watched everyone DJ for the first week, and I was like, okay, so that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. And I was like, that's not what I'm going to do. So I had to rectify what I'm going to do. And then when I started, it was just first day, and I was like, oh, it's not bad. Second day, I was like, I can't play the same thing like the first day. So I did 5 days of
that's what I'm about to say. Yeah, that's right. 5 days of different genres of music.
And then on Sunday, someone messaged me, was like, what are we gonna do today? And I was like, whoa,
go
Sunday.
to church.
If I was in Jamaica, we'd have been going to church.
Yeah, but you was also dressing up on a Sunday. I see you with your bow tie.
So this is the thing. Like, if you're gonna do something, do it properly. If I DJ a wedding, I'm gonna wear a suit. If I DJ a Christian, I'm gonna wear a shirt and a trousers. I mean, it is what it is.
I haven't heard nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just like if you go to play in the West End and they say no trainers, you have to wear shoes. So if the people are gonna come and listen to me play gospel, then I'm gonna have to look presentable.
Can't hear.
Good. Milk Tray, you jumped on it as well.
Yes, sir.
And you jumped on it as a H-Town fanboy. No, a Jodeci fanboy.
So yeah, like no, my first live was actually a vinyl only. So I think the second week in, like you're in your house, you're tidying up, you're finding stuff to do, you're trying to keep the wife quiet, so you just keep moving. I was in the garage trying to sort out some bits, and I saw my 7-inch box, and I was like, "Rah, do you know what? Let me run upstairs, get this 7-inch box open. I've still got one Technics 1210 here. Daddy Milk Tray's got the other one, so I was like, "Rah, let me just play a one tune." And I was like, "You know what? Come 7 o'clock this evening." Yeah.
When you say you got a 7-inch box, that's like a foreign language to some people.
Well,
tell them what a 7-inch box is.
Well, for those that don't understand, I just want to set the record straight, because some people feel like I've just come.
You're authentic.
But there's a lot of people in here, even Reg. Like Reg has known me from playing from like back in like 96, 97.
Sorted flavors.
Come on, Liquid. We used to call it Liquid in Wandsworth, the theatre in Wandsworth. Me and my cousin Ibs and the whole team. So me and my sound Sweet Boy Entertainment, we've been doing this for a long time, and I've been grinding. I give God thanks for the shine that I'm getting right now. But yeah, I kind of just did that 7-inch thing with my 12s and my 7s on the vinyl, and it popped off. And then literally from then I just kept going.
You was DJing from your phone out, so you didn't have the connection, innit? You just put the phone by the speaker.
Yeah, initially, yeah. First week I was just going from phone to speaker, and then after I finished, I was like, "Nah, online, boom, iRig, I need one." Bang, bought one, tested it out, and then I was like, "Look, if I've got one, let me just share that information with everybody." So I just put it up on my gram. I was like, "Look, if you're gonna go live." Some people had it, but a lot of people didn't. And then enough man was hitting me up. Yo, like, where'd I get it? I was sending out the link, the Amazon thing. And now, like, I'm an Amazon affiliate, so I was getting a little change. So, you know, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Talking about change.
Yeah.
Corey, this Cash App thing that you've been running, you've been, hey, come on now. You've been getting some mad luck from
Do you want to hear this? You want to hear this now?
Yeah.
He said iRig, right?
Yeah.
The first week I went on Instagram, I was using an iRig, which wasn't mine.
Who helped you out?
I didn't have one.
Okay.
I had an M box that I can use, like I've got a microphone and stuff because I record artists and stuff. I had an M box, but I never had an iRig. So I heard everyone's audio and I'm like, yo, I can't play like that because my thing is quality. If you don't sound right, I ain't doing it. So this is why the first week I didn't go on. And the view in my room as well, like because I stream from my front room. So I've got like a DJ set up in my front room. And I had to make sure that the wall, the look right and everything. And I was like, the sound got to be right. So when I started streaming the first week, I borrowed an iRig. And I was like, if I'm going to be in my house for 2 months, how am I going to get paid?
Yeah.
There was no DJ using Cash App or PayPal. They was just going on there streaming. So I was like, you know what? When I'm in the club, if you're a dancehall DJ, you know there's money flinging everywhere.
We know.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you're gonna go on live, right, and you're gonna play for 4 hours to some people that are gonna just give you some emojis, how are you gonna get benefit from it?
Cash App. Bro, you came off at the wrong time.
So what I did was, listen, when I started it, Cash App wasn't even in the UK. Cash App was now made a UK version. When I started, when we started, I'm telling you now, I knew Cash App from living in Brooklyn. I used to live in Brooklyn at one point, so I knew Cash App from them. Cool. But now what I'm saying is an American thing. But now it's all UK and American. So you can register Cash App with a UK address. Before it was an American address. So I was using my Queen's address on it. That's how I had it from that how long ago it was.
Ah, all right.
So the first week that I done my stuff with the iRig, right? I borrowed the iRig. On the Friday, from the Monday to the Friday, I bought my own iRig for £168. So I've got the iRig Pro. I don't have the normal one.
And that was Amazon, yeah?
No,
was it Amazon?
That was from Amazon. Never had a Pro. They had the iRig 2 stuff, but with that one, it doesn't charge your phone.
Okay, I think I showed people an iRig.
I had to research. I had to
got
research.
an iRig. This is an iRig. This is an iRig.
Yeah, and that doesn't charge your phone.
Yeah, so this is an iRig.
Yeah.
This is what the DJ's been using to stream.
To sound good.
Where's my iRig? I don't even know where it is.
Yeah.
Mine is packed up in my bag. So what I did was I bought the Pro, and the Pro, what it allows you to do is it charges your phone while you're streaming. So I can go for hours.
Oh, right. I didn't know that. See, you learned something new because I didn't know that.
Let me show you what I've got. I've got iRig Pro, right?
You're gonna go
I'm gonna show you. This is this one. Look. Wait.
Yeah.
This one.
Yes.
That's
the Pro.
Yeah. I have not seen that one before. I see that.
So this one, it works with batteries. Or you buy a power lead for it.
Is that the one you take down the canal side and play?
Yes.
Sunday service.
Yes. and the next thing is obviously I hire equipment. So I've got a generator, I've got a sound system, I've got all of it. So I go down the canal, I go to the park, I go wherever.
And last time that you went down to the park.
That day. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. I just remembered I went to stream, and I was supposed to stream for an hour and it lasted 15 minutes.
Yes, okay.
Okay. Milk Tray, have you done any block parties?
No.
Bearing in mind, I've never done a block party.
No.
Sure?
No, I haven't
Never done a block party.
Haven't done a block party, but me and my team, we've done something called Park Life for like the last 2 weeks.
So I've done Park Life too.
Yeah.
What is Park Life?
So like we just literally, like Corey said, we just set up.
Go in the park and stream.
We set up our DJ booth. We got a generator, and connect up. Get the phone, and then we're good. We're good to go. Like 3-4 hours we've done.
What, in the park?
Different thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
and how many people?
Sometimes we stream and no one finds out where we are, and then sometimes people find out where we are, and then we end up on the news. But it's life.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
No, I like. You see, this is the thing. Out of every negative comes a positive, and that is kind of funny because you wouldn't have been doing this if there was no COVID. You guys would not have been doing this at all. You know what? Would you?
Do you know what's funny as well, right? I go on live, right, and I can tell you now, I've got 6,000 followers since that.
Yeah, same. Yeah. My following's gone up. Ridiculous. Since
I've been doing this, 7 weeks now. 6,000 followers in 7 weeks.
How much have you gone up by? Milk Tray?
Probably by about 4,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you play on the radio as well, though, innit? You're quite an animated person because you've been doing your live via your radio show before even lockdown.
Yeah. So I DJ on Flex FM. I got a breakfast show on Tuesdays and Thursday mornings, but because of the lockdown, we changed the schedule. So I ended up with doing Tuesday morning, Wednesday afternoon, Thursday morning, and then Sunday evening. And that's kind of where the whole kind of slow jam thing came in. And that's been crazy. And now I do a Sunday service as well on a Sunday, which is really just like I can't even put into words. And then what I've done
is that mainly gospel or is that
strictly gospel. We do like upfront gospel. We have the Red Hymn Book Redemption section. And then, we get a little message, a little word as well. And I've been able to utilize my space. So my room where I'm set up 8 weeks ago didn't look like this. It was just my room, my controller, and a laptop. Now I've got soundproofing on the wall. If you've ever seen any of my lives, you'll see like my bookshelf in the background, which is now for product placements. I just got hit up the other day by Red Bull because I've got some cans in the back. So they sent me a nice little package saying thank you. And now people pay me to put their products in the background when I'm live. I've even gone and bought an additional TV which has logos, my logos, whatever. So now people can actually utilize that space when I'm live. That now allows me to generate income.
Yeah, but you've always had that entrepreneurial spirit about you, and you know, people know
twins ain't cheap. Twins ain't cheap.
Yep.
Yeah, I've put extra broadband. You see, in my room, I put Virgin broadband in my room, and the rest of the house has got their thing. No, and then what I did when they put the Virgin in, you know the code that they put on the sticker on the box, scratch that out.
Change that.
Changed it, scratched it out.
Your Wi-Fi. No one's taking your Wi-Fi.
No, there's no mini milks. Oh, daddy, can I connect now? Bun you. Yeah? There's none. There's none of that.
As young DJs, what advice did you get from the elders when you was coming into this business?
I'll go for so I came up under Rampage, Boogie Bunch, Ill Kids, 90%, Firing Squad, DJ Swing, rest in peace, Psycho. I came, that's my schooling. So I came up under them. So I still speak heavily to Simon Says and Sticky, and all of those lot. And the one thing they've just always told me is just to keep grinding and just be you. So big up Mike as well. I speak to Mike Anthony a lot, and he's helped me and my team. And they've just told me to keep grinding. And as you said, Reg, like I started playing like back 96, 97, and it's only now, like I'm 42 this year, and it's only now people are like, oh, so you're Milk Tray. Yeah. So do you know what I mean? Like it's been a long road.
And Corey?
Yeah. You know, I started DJing in right when, so basically I was the first person on CDs. So I never liked record boxes. Couldn't do it away. Can't be off.
But you had them though. You had them.
No, I used to buy vinyl and put them on CDs.
No, okay. But you had the vinyl though.
Yeah, but I'll never carry a box ever. Because my uncle I used to see my uncle with like 6 boxes and all of that. I'm not on that. So when I came to London, I went to college and then I started in college parties. And then I used to go to the record shop on Green Street. That's where I used to, from Magic's. And I used to get like all the single stuff from him. And then we burn them on CDs. So, and them times, everyone's on vinyl. So when they see me, they're like, you're not DJ, fam. But it was, at them time, it was like, Lord Gellies, your Bobel Numero Uno, them kind of people was there. And so the only thing he used to tell me was always be ahead of everybody else. Yeah. And that's always I try to do. I'm always.
And you still do that now, yes?
Yes.
So Corey, you've been getting paid as well as Cash App. You've been doing a lot of private Zoom parties and getting paid as well.
Oh, so I do.
You know what?
Corey, you don't have to be embarrassed about making money, you know.
We do our research here, you know. You don't know
okay.
That, you know.
All right. So I do private Zoom parties. People want to keep birthday parties. So basically, instead of going on live on Instagram, I get them to get their cameras on all of that. Yeah. And I do I will do like maybe 3 parties a week. Wow. So that's how we actually get paid. Yeah. Cash App right now is just for display. No, you know what's money? No, I say that wrong, yeah. Cash App is what Cash App is what feeds me in the week. Zoom parties is what pays my bills.
Yes.
Do you get it?
And what buys the champagne?
I don't drink.
Okay.
Right.
And I don't smoke. So yeah, don't need none of that.
Music is.
So you got plenty of spare cash then.
So where do you see this stream thing going after lockdown? Are we going to see you guys pop up and still do streaming, or is it something that you're not going to do after this?
Do you know what? I personally, like, say example on Sunday. On Sunday is a day, yeah. If you're 1 minute late, you're getting 100 DMs. The people on Sunday, I'm telling you now, for DJs that play gospel, y'all need to pay attention because the people on Sunday, yeah, they will block your page if you don't come early. I'm telling you,
Super D's back.
Yeah.
they're messaging you like 7 o'clock in the morning, and I have people that listen from different countries, so they're waking up.
Yeah,
on a different time zone, isn't it?
So is
Yeah.
so is this something that you're going to continue?
I definitely gonna continue. Some days I will, even if I remember we got iRigs or we got generators, we can stream anywhere.
That's the thing about it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Will
You
you
understand?
incorporate that into your own sets?
Say that again.
Will you incorporate that into your own sets?
It depends on what event. I don't think I want to stream every event.
Mhm.
But some
No, yeah,
events,
yeah,
like
I agree.
say example, I'm doing certain events, I definitely would stream it. But I mean, like I wouldn't actually stream like clubs, the small clubs and stuff like that. If I'm doing like, obviously I do tour DJ and with artists and stuff. So I would stream certain festivals that people can't go to.
Okay.
Or I will stream like might be a big party that people can't go to, or a private party that they want to see.
Yeah,
But I wouldn't
agree.
purposely stream everything.
Yeah, I
Cool.
agree. I agree.
Right, super. Are you there, my friend? I know you've been in and out. You there now, yeah?
I just think it's doing the madness. Can you hear me?
Yeah. We can. Yeah. Super D is in the building. So you've been doing a lot of stuff, a lot of bespoke streaming online.
But trying to keep up with it all, innit?
So I think the first one I saw you on was your own birthday, wasn't it? That was
Yeah.
was the first time that you streamed. You, Pioneer.
Now we've done, before we used to do that anyway. Before, like more on the Facebook thing though. But we used to do the live streaming thing, like to promote the events and stuff. So it weren't nothing new to go live and that. So but obviously, nothing else to do in it, as you said. So just done the thing.
So how have you found it in terms of engagement with your audience? Have you seen an increase in followers and an increase in the interaction online?
Yeah, definitely an increase, a big increase. I know you're just doing what I do week in, week out, innit? Everyone that would have been in the raves are online now, and obviously they're kind of like they're in the rave. So it was a good look, and it was different.
But you've taken
You play house music.
Still give you. Sorry.
You play house music, so is there a difference between the type of audience engagement that you get, as opposed to maybe the R&B and stuff? Are you able to broadcast for longer because you're playing house records that aren't copyrighted and dub plates and stuff like that? What's the difference? How have you found that experience?
I don't know because I don't play R&B in that at all, so I don't know. I just do the house thing, and obviously, we don't get, unless it's on a major label or maybe a major vocal that you use, like a remix maybe. But I ain't had that problem of them shutting it down.
You play a lot of Afro house as well, though, don't you? Which is not really.
That's my main.
Yeah, because I tried Shazamming and I can't find them. You know what I mean? Did you hear me, Super? Yeah, I've tried Shazamming a few and I can't find them. That's how I know that.
Dub plates, mate. Dub plates.
You brought your brand Afrotize, onto live streaming. What was the idea behind that as well?
Well, it was a week. I mean, a monthly event that I've done. It's just all about Afro house, like the more the underground style of it. It weren't based on the regular tunes that you'd hear, like in that, like my average set in the clubs every week. It was a bit more based on new stuff that you ain't kind of heard. So it's a brand that I'm still building. So it was only right to do a live as well.
Good. You also play that. You also play that for Prophecy House, and you also did a Zoom party for me, me and Annie, Coco, or All White Coco, that you graced us with your presence on. And you managed to also be producing because you had your tune that's now been released. So how's all this going on?
Yeah. Well, it's had even this quarantine times made me have time to do more things. I got a studio. Me and Pioneer got a studio. Had it for years, but it's no excuse really. But I don't know, just try to utilize the time right now in it. So
was that a production you had kind of you were already working on, or was that just something new that you did because it was quarantine time?
Like I was meant to do that remix from December.
Oh, okay.
And
just couldn't find time.
But yeah, it's that time. Plus, we was kind of refurbing the studio as well, but more like it was like more of a time thing though.
What's that track called?
No excuses for time no more, innit? So
yeah, but what's your track called that you got that you had released Monday gone, wasn't it? It came out.
Yeah, that bank holiday Monday it was.
Yeah.
It's called King and Queen. Streets like me by myself and Mr. Taffer and a girl called Lush Kells on the vocal.
What would you call that? Would you call that Afro House or is that house?
Yeah, it's like an Afro House Amapiano remix. It's yeah, just our vibe basically.
Got a couple of questions coming in the chat room. Super D, how did you get your name?
From the Batchman days back in the day, but when I was in primary school, my older cousins and everyone was ranking this and Super this and all them sort of names. So, and my last name begins with a D, so that's where it comes.
Simple as that. And one for you, sir, DJ Corey. What artists do you DJ for?
Oh, I DJ for Stylo G. I'm his official Corey DJ.
So it's Stylo G. Plus Usain Bolt.
So basically, obviously Bolt's not a DJ. So when we do like private parties, sometimes the artists come to the country and then they have like private gigs where they need a DJ, so they always call me to do it. So yeah,
what is your unique selling point? Why you? What's your unique selling point?
I don't know. I just play the right songs, I guess.
No, I'm Sean in it.
I just know my songs.
Yeah.
I mean, you can give a DJ an hour and then you can give a DJ 10 minutes, but some DJs take half an hour to build an hour. I will just take 5 minutes.
Oh, hey. When you start them conversations.
but saying that as well, like I play everything, so I play any genre of music. So if I go in, I will go on.
Have you been approached to take over like a Usain Bolt live Instagram? Is that something you would do in lockdown?
Well, I've been approached by different brands. I've done brand stuff. I've done 2 last week. I've done 1 on Friday. So I've been going on their pages to go live as well. So yeah,
wicked.
And then I'm keeping my own Zoom. My birthday is like Friday, so I'm doing my own Zoom party as well. So there's gonna be like,
building.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Hopefully, you'll see some people in there that you know.
I've got invited.
What do you mean? I haven't got an invite. The invites are out tomorrow. The invites are out tomorrow.
Okay, all right.
Milk Tray.
Yes, sir.
So, for you, do you see you slowing down? Are streams going to definitely be a part of what you do?
I will continue. With the amount of time I've invested in this season, you know, like Excel said, learning how to use OBS, getting new machines in, soundproofing, etc. It's for me, this is more of an investment. And as much as I love the clubs, I've been over the last couple of years moving away from clubs as much. So I do a lot of weddings, private functions, and corporate functions. So for me, this is going to be a great outlet.
Do you know what? I'm glad that both you and Corey brought this up, and probably Super would have something to say on it as well. The amount of money you said, time and money that you've invested in being ready to stream, because a lot of people out there think they just go online
and that's it,
and that's it, and they're not aware of the money you have to invest to get that quality right.
I'll tell you what it is, yeah. I'll tell you what it is, yeah. Some DJs they want to DJ and they like the music, they download it, but I can teach you to mix. I can't teach you to select the songs. And then there's another thing where people will say that we download music for free, but they don't know about the record pools. They don't know about the websites we got to buy. The time we got to sit down and create one crate. Like one crate for 1 hour is like a whole 2 days.
Yeah, like I said before, I've got extra broadband in my room
just for that,
just separately for me to stream.
And you see, Milk Tray is using OBS, right? OBS takes internet. It doesn't take Wi-Fi. It takes internet. No, you can't come to me with your 3G or 2G and not even 4G. You gotta have proper internet for OBS. And it takes a fast computer as well. Like you can't come with a 2011 computer. It has to be a new computer. Listen. So when a man tell me, Corey, why are you going on live for 5 days a week? It's my internet that I spend my money for. So I'm going on every day.
Super. So when we come out of quarantine, what are you going to be doing? You had your birthday moved in April. You was going to May. You were going back to Napa. If I remember, you are muted. So unmute yourself, mate. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So what are you doing?
Yeah, it's meant to be end of April, beginning of May, but now hopefully you can go in September. Obviously can't call it my birthday anymore, but boy. But hopefully you can get out there. Hopefully.
And you're still shooting the movie out there?
It's still a waiting game, isn't it? But
yeah. And you're still going to be shooting the movie?
Yeah. Everything's still happening.
Spilling the beans, right?
Yeah. Well, I know the inside track. You know what I mean? So I know he's actually shooting for a movie that Nicky will be producing. He's a producer of it, and yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that. I've heard good stuff about it. Guys, thanks a lot. We've got now someone else to talk to before we go. Thank you very much. So, DJ Corey, where can they find you if they want to follow you on socials?
Oh, sorry, DJ Corey, and any social platform like.
And when's the All-Star Party?
Oh, Friday.
Do they have to follow you to get an invite?
Oh, so I'll put a link in my bio. So what they got is just register and it's free.
Cool.
All right. I was gonna charge everybody, but then I was like, nah.
You're making enough from the cash apps. You don't need to charge them.
Yeah. I'm coming for free, man.
Milk Tray.
Payback party.
Where can they find you, Milk Tray?
DJ Milk Tray on everything, sir. DJ Milk Tray on everything.
And
That's
Super
simple.
D, where can they find you?
The same at DJ Super D. That's on everything. SoundCloud, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, everything.
High five.
Oh yeah, and I do like what I do as well in my bio on Instagram. I put all the days I go live. So whatever day I go live, the times will be in my bio anyway. So if anyone wants to follow, then you can follow.
Excellent.
Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks a lot, and all the best.
Guys.
All the best, yeah. Thanks for coming on.
All right, cool, man.
Blessings.
Nice one.
Yeah. Hey. Do you see how much time and effort and how busy that these guys are? Though it's like they haven't. Yeah. It's like if you're a DJ who really put yourself out there, you haven't had a time off. Literally, you've just been.
And the fact that they've taken the time to meticulously plan what they're going to be doing, you know, from the equipment to the background to Corey saying, "Look, I've got to really make sure I look the part," and you know, it's paying dividends for them.
Yeah, look, this game, you know, this music thing, whichever way you take it and you participate in it, it's not a joke. It's a business, and you have to tackle it like it's a business and like you mean it, because you know, once you put your heart and soul into it, you know, and the audience is waiting for your response, it's not a joke thing.
Nah. It's just it costs. Anyway, let's move on because we're running late and we have one more guest to put into the equation. Can you enter the room, please? James Leng.
James Leng.
James Leng in the building.
What's going on, people? Can you hear me?
Yeah, but you're echoing. But you're echoing, so you've got one of your social stuff.
Is echoing.
Am I echoing?
Yeah. Turn it down. Mute.
Am I still echoing?
Yeah. It's still echoing there. Have you got something on? Have you got another iPad on or another thing?
Nothing on at all.
Okay. That's all right now.
Is it all right now?
Oh, no, it's a little better.
I bet it's Reggie again. Anyway, James Leng, what have you been up to over this stream over this lockdown? Because you did start straight away streaming, didn't you?
No, I didn't. I tell you what I've been doing.
Turn down
Just
your
like
mic. Just turn down your mic just a little bit.
that better.
Yeah, it's much better.
And the echo's gone too.
Yeah.
All right. I tell you what I've been doing, and it's been on the back of doing a few Zoom parties. I've been learning, like some of the DJs have been learning software, the OBSs, the Zooms, especially Zoom. Do you remember the party we first did at the start of lockdown, Ray?
Shola's 50th party.
Right. And I was like, I've never heard of Zoom before. And prior to that, I was just like, what is this Zoom? We came on and I realized that beautiful platform, but the audio was pants.
Yeah, that's right.
Audio was pants. So I made it my duty, my life's work for the remaining weeks to find out and get better quality for Zoom, which I believe I found with the help of a couple others, Touch T, yourself, Ray, because I asked you how you was doing stuff as well, Jarrell, Sweet P, because I'm all about audio and it's all about the listening experience.
Right, 100%.
You know what I mean? And I ain't gonna do nothing unless the audio is proper. You know, I've been playing at a few more Zoom parties and it's a work in progress. But unless everybody's on board, it's not going to sound the same.
James,
Yes, sir.
Your Friday afternoon neo soul shootout.
Yes, sir.
Quite interesting. Tell the audience a little bit about it.
Well, that is a platform for like-minded DJs to come on and play tunes that they don't normally get to play. So we're on a neo and independent circuit. Very niche, but very broad in the same way.
And you're the host, is that right?
Me and my partner, Sweet P.
And I tuned in last week, Friday. You had Nigel B on there, special guest.
We did.
Quite interesting. Some nice songs was played that you don't often hear.
Well, that's what it's all about.
Yeah,
That's what it's all about.
But when you say niche and when you say nice songs, what type of music are we talking about? What type of soul music are we talking about?
All right, then. So you got inter-genres. So you've got like what I call like bassline soul. You got remix soul, hip-hop soul. All these kind of inter-genre of what I call neo and indie, the umbrella, it comes underneath it. It's basically tunes that you don't get to normally play. The dwellies, you know, the balus, you know, different Erica Badu's, you know, just different tracks. We surf irregular tracks. We spend. Go on.
And what's the response been like from the audience?
It's been crazy. Because I've set up a platform for like-minded DJs to come on and do their thing. I've had DJs from the States, Canada, Brazil, all hooking me up. Problem is though, not a lot of them are ready to broadcast.
Audio quality wise.
Audio quality wise, they haven't got the right equipment. Because they've got the iRig, they think that they could come on and do it. It's not about the iRig on a computer. You need to either get yourself a sound card, preferably like a Behringer mixer, or another USB sound card. Basically something that pushes. For example, Zoom, for instance, compresses your sound.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
So you need a device that enhances it. That iRig that you put in a phone or an iPad ain't gonna do that. So I'm here to spread the knowledge. And a lot of DJs have come to me and said, yeah, I want to get on board. Wicked. What's your setup? They tell me their setup and they're not ready yet. So I would tell them, okay, advise them, this is what you need to get. Then once you've got it, come back to me and we'll help you out.
And you know what?
After lockdown, Will you be continuing this, or is it just
Oh, for sure.
isolation?
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. Definitely will be continuing this. I think
And
this is definitely... Go on.
What I found is surprising how many DJs that used to play that you see playing that don't even have the basic equipment in their actual houses at home and stuff, and they had to gone out and go and buy stuff. Broadcast.
Well, this is it, because we're living in a new era now. Not a lot of us expected to be broadcasting visually. You know, a lot of us do online radio.
Yeah.
But to come and do a visual representation of yourself, you need a lot of work, and you need some
That's
equipment.
why I don't do it.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, and you need a lot of time on the exercise bike.
Say again?
No,
And
you need
like,
a lot of
somebody
time
like
on
me needs time on the exercise bike.
Something like that.
So, typically, how much have you spent just getting? Because was your room set up like that before, or is it?
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. This time period has made me actually sit down and think, what do I need to do? So, soundproof the room. A lot of trial and error. Buying certain sound cards wasn't really working. Getting a couple of mixers. Bought myself a new Mac. I went in because I want the quality. Because as far as I'm concerned, it's all about the listening experience. If you can't give it to them, I'd rather not go on.
So where are you taking this? So when the lockdown finishes, do you still see yourself doing shootout Fridays, or?
Oh yeah, for sure. And more than likely, maybe take it to a venue. And then still stream it. You know, that's the plan. But I'm still trying to build up a following. But I'm getting a lot of good responses from DJs I've never heard of before, all over the globe.
Okay, so your following, has that gone up? Have people started following you?
Crazy.
Increase in that, yeah?
Yeah, crazy.
Okay.
Crazy.
Good. So where can they get you? So if they want to be part of that experience, where do they
hook me up. All the mediums, James KMT Leng. My number is all about 07983 640 451. And just hold at me. And if you're not ready, we'll get you ready.
Where did the kiss me feet come from?
All right, so I used to do a radio show, and you know that kissing your teeth is a sign of disapproval.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I found that when I was going out and I heard a tune that I liked, I was always kissing my teeth. I'd be like, tune! So on my radio show now, instead of the people asking for a rewind, I would say to them, instead of asking me for a rewind, just say KMT or kiss your teeth. And it worked. And that's where the name came from.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
James, thanks for coming on and being part of the show.
Thank you guys. I appreciate
it.
it.
The most success in the future. Maybe one day, when I sort out my selection, I might phone you and say, yo.
When you're ready, brother. When you're ready.
Cool. Thanks a lot, James.
Okay, guys. Have a good one.
Cool.
Nice one. See you later. Bye-bye.
Whoa.
What an interesting show, mate. So informative.
Nice and refreshing.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying.
Knowledge.
It's not only knowledge, but it's just the fact that there's so many people out there doing so many things, and sometimes if you don't kind of explore the lives, explore the Facebook, explore the different genres of music that DJs are playing, you would never know what is going on and what is in your backyard. And I'm very inspired by some of the stuff that has been going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know you're definitely inspired by the Cash App business.
I was definitely. I've had the Cash App for about 4 weeks, but I've never implemented.
You was tempted to do it though, yes?
I was tempted to do it, but because people were going silly. You can't charge people for streams. How dare you charge people for streams? But you just heard the amount of money that you pay out, to go onto live stream properly. like everybody thinks like you got Wi-Fi, like you can just do it. It is never, and has not been as simple as just doing that. So maybe some people out there who thought, you know, it should just be for free and everything, they'll have a bit more understanding when DJs are, you know, are charging for cash apps, are charging to play out and then whatever else, because it's all a cost, mate.
Definitely, exactly, 100%.
It's all a cost.
So thank you to all our guests that have been on the show. Next week, wow, next week is all about health and well-being on the show. We'll be looking at our community and where do we go from here as a community, and involving music will be part of that, but we'll also be talking to some people from different sports and different business areas. So we'll have Tunde Ajayi will be coming on, and he's a trainer and a boxing manager. We'll also have Scotty, who is a counsellor, practitioner, and he'll be talking about trauma and how that's affected some of our people in the community. We have Viv Amun. He's a financial strategist and futurologist, and he'll be on the show, and he's a very interesting young man. We'll have Courtney Brown from Father to Father. He will be coming on the show next week. We also have the Irwins, Janice and Fine Wenger. I hope I've said that properly, Irwin, who you may remember was on the BBC show, BBC program back in time in Brixton.
Yeah.
And they're a TV power couple, and they'll be here. We'll also have Kwame McPherson. He's author of My Date with Depression, so he'll be on the show as well. And I don't know who else that we're getting on, but it's going to be a packed show next week. Because, lads, next week...
Are we going to tell him? Are we going to tell him?
Next week is our final show of lockdown. It's the final show of lockdown. Yeah.
But we did it our way.
We definitely did it our way. And bearing in mind, when we came on live, I didn't know, I didn't see anybody else doing what we were doing. A lot of people talk, but we don't talk, do we, lads? We just action. We just listen to the talking, and they're not doing. We're not into just talking, we're into doing. And I think we've been doing over the last 6 weeks. So our last show will be next week, Wednesday. So please.
Last show, season 1 finale is over next week.
Which means they're going to try and get us back on.
Yeah. Well, the producer's got to make money somehow, innit?
Yeah, they have to make money somehow. I think we ought to end, on again, talking about the tragic circumstances of that young man who died, George Floyd, 46 years of age, in Minnesota, United States.
There's another lady as well, Breonna, as well, who was sadly fatally shot dead as well, which their FBI is currently investigating. But there was also everybody in the music industry came together in solidarity to do Blackout Tuesday as well yesterday.
Someone, again, sorry, my producer just talked in our ears. We want to know your thoughts, people, on everyone putting a symbol in their windows, same how we did for NHS. What are your thoughts on there being a symbol in your window for not only the tragic circumstances, but also our fight against racism? Something like
no justice, no peace.
No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace, or a black heart. I'd like to know your thoughts on that in the chat room. So Facebook guys and you guys that are on YouTube as well. I do think that, I don't know how, I've seen, and I think many people have seen Fallstones. Many people have seen what looked like progress, but ultimately was never progress, and the rug's been always pulled from your feet. I don't know where this is going to go. I do want it to go that extra mile, get over that final hurdle, and we start to dismantle racism in all forms.
Well, it comes from the top. It comes from the top, and I was listening to Boris Johnson, although he didn't specifically say it as a one entity, he mentioned about all lives matters and Black Lives Matters, which is something we haven't even heard from Donald Trump.
Yeah, but listen, I still have a problem with Mr. Pickaninny, watermelon smiles, and everything else. That itself is racist, and you're a racist, you know. And well, I hope that the conversation, because he's never admitted to that. He's never really said sorry about any of that. But how can a racist lead the fight against racism? And that is one of the fundamental.
I'm not saying he should lead the fight. I'm just mentioning the fact that Donald Trump hasn't even acknowledged the Black Lives Matter cause at all.
Yeah, but we can't talk about. He isn't even a thing. I don't even know how he got. I mean, this just shows you that anybody with no sense and a big idiot can run that's what shows you can be the president of the United States. But if you're saying that it comes from the top is the president of the United States. The top is the prime minister of the UK, and both of them are racist. So, it's going to be a hard fight. It's going to be a hard battle.
Fair point. And that's why the people are out on the streets protesting, and that's why we're all out here trying to do something. And as you say, action. And that's exactly what we're doing. I spent a lot of yesterday speaking to a lot of my peers. We haven't just been, a few music industry people and a few people in media agencies. I've been privy to a few discussions which we've been talking about and things that we're going to do, not things that we were discussing about doing. And we're already getting stuff into place from a corporate level to try and help and assist the uplifting and the social mobility and the recognition of Black people across the globe, not just here in the UK as well.
I see a comment in the chat room. Trevor's just said, "Forget Boris and Trump. We must fight our fight." Yes, that's right. But you cannot. You must also focus on the fight in front of you. And the fight in front of you, you have to think of a strategy to combat, to get Boris and Donald Trump to start changing their minds, to start changing their ways, to start changing their policies. This thing is not going to work with just us concentrating on just us alone. We have to affect and change the people who are in place, who are in the corridors of power, who are in positions of power, to change their focus, to change the way they think, to change the way they act against people of color. Because otherwise, it's just going to stay the same old conversation our kids, our grandkids, their grandkids are going to be having in another 100 years' time. And I am tired. I am really tired of having this conversation.
100%. Yeah.
I think
that's to come from economic power, mate. Economic power, money seems to talk with a lot of these people. So I think it's high time we do mobilize and create some kind of economic base, which people will never ever be able to resist.
Sorry, I'm going to challenge.
What are you laughing at me? You're laughing at me.
I'm not.
No, it's a comment.
I've seen a comment from Touch T, one of our producers, who says can't even play music together, let alone fight racism. And on that, I will say this, and this is something I keep talking about, and then people may not listen. You work with like-minded people. You work with people who see and want better, people who want a change, people who want a better way. You don't, if you're going to keep on being around the people that are negative, being around the people that don't mean no good for you, don't mean no good for your family, don't mean no good for your friends, don't mean no good, because all they're giving is negative energy, nothing positive. They talk and they talk and they talk and they never action that. Then you will always be talking about, we can't do this. We can. Set the Trend podcast has done this over 6 weeks, where we've talked with some fabulous people that have come on, we've networked with a fabulous, and the show can only get bigger and better because we know that we can work with people out there who have that vibration, who have that same commonality about them. You just got to find them and leave the negative people to be in their own little groups to
I'd like to add to that. Right.
Preach, bro.
Let's be honest. Set the Trend has had a lot of negative people and a lot of people have tried to belittle what we've done on Set the Trend, not from just the black community, but various other communities. And, you know, we've risen above it, kept our head down and said, look, we're going to do what we're doing as a team. Set the Trend is black people working together to produce something. We're not perfect all the time, but we're getting better and better and better at it.
And it's bigger than us. And Set the Trend is bigger than us. And as you saw with our guests, we had guests on who were setting the trend. Setting the trend is not just about street sounds. It's about championing and making sure that, you know, everybody out there that are doing good things, we try and put them on. You know what I'm saying to you? And hopefully someone else will carry it on well after we finish. We're going to get tired soon. You know what I'm saying to you? This producing shows and meetings.
And on that note,
we got to go, right?
On that note, we've got to go.
Right. So you can catch us on Set the Trend Podcast, YouTube, Set the Trend Podcast on Facebook, Set the Trend Podcast on Instagram, as well as, again, I have to say thanks out to all our guests that came on today. It was a pleasure having you all on Setting the Trend. And we wish you all of you lot the best. Thanks to our producers, thanks to our sponsors, The Spot, and thanks to Reggie and EastEnder. We'll do it again next week.
Thank you, Ray. I can't believe it. Well, it's the last one next week.
We do it again for the finale.
Next week.
And we'll also be launching, straight after the show, we'll have another podcast from the series, Set the Trend Podcast, where we have one of the interviews where we've sat down with EastEnder.
Is that one confirmed next week?
It is confirmed. That will be the first podcast back in
next week's one will be Fresh Beat featuring Mikey D.
And he'll be on straight after us. And he'll be on straight after us. And he's got a lot to say. He's one of the originals.
That's a good one.
Anyway, we're out of here. Thanks to the producers, as I said. Let's go. Thanks to you. Thanks to the people out there. Sorry, the people in the chat room, YouTube and Facebook. Thank you very much. The show would be nothing without you guys. And I'm sure you know that already. Thank you very much.
No justice, no peace.
No justice, no peace.
Black Lives Matter.